Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's called Starting Over 2020 and I'm Gary, and I want to share some of my life lessons with you. I want to help you have the best 2020 ever. Now if you find what you listen to makes any sense, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you're going to get notification of any of the other videos I come out with or my live streaming. As you can tell from the title, The Many Faces, we're going to look at the many emotions that we go and face every day. We're going to look at what I feel are the main four, especially relevant in today's life, what's happening in the world. And those four are happy, sad, excited, and angry. Hopefully your dominant face is the happy face. I know right now a lot of people around the world are facing one of the worst situations that most of us will ever face in our lifetime, and that's the coronavirus. It's got people on edge a little bit. It's changed the way a lot of people are behaving, and it's not necessarily all for the good. Many are having to stay indoors. This is putting a strain on the relationships they have. People are getting really testy in the grocery stores, especially with a lot of the aisles out of stock. It also has brought some kindness too. I know for me, a lot of my neighbors are checking in on each other. It can be a very lonely time for some people who do not have relatives or friends close by. For us, for example, we had to move last year because the cost of living where we were became too expensive. Luckily, we started a dinner group, and so we got to know all of our neighbors in the street in a social setting, and all of them have reached out to me to see if I'm okay. When we talk about these faces or moods, we usually only think of them when we are sad or angry. I know before I got sick, I would never journal about my happy times. I'd only journal about my mad and angry times. I can tell you when you're sick and the doctors can't give you a diagnosis, you tend to get a little mad and a little angry. And so what do you do when all those different emotions are hitting you? I took up journaling every day. It's been a wealth of benefits that I would never have expected. I know I try and wake up every day with a smile, and I try and go to bed every day with a smile. But I know my emotions during the day can be all over the place. I've been mostly housebound for the last 3 years, so what we're going through right now is not anything different for me. But I write each day, and I try and write in really good detail of what's happening. I have to log my weight, my blood pressure, any changes I'm going through, what pain level I'm at. And then I can share it easily with my doctor so we can try and put a plan together. It's not always been the case. Many days I've been home alone, getting really depressed, going to that dark place. I also found, which surprised me, that listening to some of the music I really love when I'm lonely took me into a really depressed state. And once you get there, it's hard to get out. So what did I do to get out of the funk? Something I mentioned is the biggest benefit for me was journaling. I write about what's important, and over time you can look back at the issues and you can look and say, hey, that wasn't so bad. I make sure that my notes in my journal are really detailed. I also look back at my journal and I look back at the good times and I tag them so it's easy for me to find them, and it really reminds me that everything isn't always bad. Now I'm currently using Day One, which is a Mac iOS app. It has some great features. I've used Journey before, and I started out using one called Journal, which was really nice because it had some questions that you had to ask. And for a lot of people starting out, it was free. I'm not sure if it is anymore, but it's a great one to start with. The next thing I do is I read a book or listen to a book on tape. I try and find one that's really motivating, and that's helped me read about a book a week. And lastly, I try and call a friend. Try and have a conversation with somebody, find out how they're feeling, Try and make each other laugh. I have to be conscious because I'm off all day and a lot of them work, so I have to be cognizant of their time. And I hope some of these ideas have helped you. I know we're going through some really tough times. I know amongst all this negative, there's a lot of positive. I know we'll come out of it in the end. So, if any of this hits home, make sure you hit my subscribe button. That way you'll hear of any of my future podcasts, any of my new YouTube, or any of my live. And lastly, make sure you do what your town or state wants you to do. Stay healthy, wash your hands, and touch somebody else's heart. With that, have a great day.